everyone, today I'm going to do an advanced glute workout. So what I'll be using today is an ankle weight. If you don't have an ankle weight at home, you can do this with a band. If you don't have either, you can do it without. So no ankle weight, no band, it's up to you. Because this is an advanced workout, it is better to try and add the ankle weight or add the band. But if you feel like you're not achieving the muscle activation, feel free to take them off at any point throughout the exercise, and you can do it without. So I'll pop this down to begin with, but we will just start with a quick stretch. So I want you standing up nice and tall. We're going to roll our shoulder blades down and back a couple of times. Taking one big deep breath in, reaching up nice and high. On the exhale, I'm going to get you to fold forward, letting your head, neck and shoulders soften and just sinking down. I'm going to take this microphone out and just sinking down nice and low forward towards the floor. So stretching out through the back of your legs. If you need a little bend in your knee, that's fine. Otherwise, try and straighten the knees, stretch out your hamstrings. And just sinking forward into that stretch, letting your head, your neck and your shoulders just relax. And if you want, you can rock back and forth, side to side, grabbing onto your elbows as well if you like, and just letting everything go. Imagine there's a weight on the top of your head and it's just pulling you forward, sinking down into that stretch. I want you to walk your hands over to your left leg, stretching down, focusing more on one side of your leg, and then walking your hands to the other side. Reaching out nice and long, stretching down one side. Coming back to the center, we're going to roll up nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, and the last thing to come up will be your head. And we're going to roll our shoulders down and back again. We're going to come down onto the floor. So let's start. We're going to pop our right knee forward. I want you to tuck your tailbone. We're going to stretch out our hip flexor before we work our glutes. So squeeze your bottom. Feel like you're elongating through your hip flexor before sinking down into that stretch, and you can reach out nice and long in the opposite direction. So just sinking into that stretch, take one big inhale. On the exhale, sink a little further forward if you can, and feel more like you're pulling up rather than just sinking. So really squeeze that glute, lift up through the hip, and you can reach in the opposite direction. And let's swap over to the other side. Let's pop our left leg forward. Tuck our tailbone down. Our hips are nice and square. Our tailbone's tucked under before we sink forward and reach in the opposite direction. So squeeze your bottom, pull up through that hip flexor, reaching out nice and long. Taking a few deep breaths in there. And coming back to the center. Before we start, we just roll over onto our backs. We'll quickly stretch out our glutes. So let's pop our left leg over our right knee. Grab onto your thigh or onto your shin, pulling that leg in towards you, stretching out your bottom. And let's swap over to the other side, grabbing onto your thigh or onto your shin, and just pulling in towards you. Stretching out your glutes. Okay, so let's grab our ankle weight. We're going to pop it around our left leg to begin with, left ankle. Like I said, if you don't have an ankle weight, feel free to grab onto a band and just popping that band around your thighs. You'll get a really great workout either way. And depending on how heavy your ankle weight is, the resistance of your band will depend on which option is more difficult, band or ankle weight. All right, so we've got that nice and tight around our left leg. We're going to come down onto our side to begin with. So making one nice long line through the top of our body. So our shoulders are stacked, our hips are stacked, and our feet are in line with our bottom. We've got our legs at about a 45-degree angle. So I want you to grab your top hand, pop it on your hip, press that hip away, lift up through the side of your waist. We're going to inhale, brace our abs. So we want to keep our hips nice and square, using our abs to stabilize us. On the exhale, I want you to just squeeze your heels together, open your clam, inhale, close. So exhale, open, inhale, close. So really think about squeezing those heels together. We're not going to be doing this exercise for very long because this is an advanced workout. We'll just begin by warming up the glutes, but we're going to pretty quickly move into some more difficult exercises. So think lift up through the side of the waist, keeping those hips nice and square. That's it. Stick your bottom back, so we don't want our tailbone tucked under. And as you open that clam, try not to let your hips rock. That's it. We're going to do 5 more here. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, I'm going to get you to keep your clam open. Extend your legs so leg goes out in line with your bottom. So making one nice long line, legs at hip height or a little bit higher. We're going to come back to the center and close. So open, extend, back to the center and close. So exhale, extend, inhale as we come back to the center. That's it. Still thinking about lifting up through the side of the waist, keeping our hips nice and still, squeezing our bottom as we open that clam. That's it. Good job. That ankle weight really helps to switch on your glutes pretty quickly. So you'll feel them working really quickly. So as we extend that leg in line with your bottom, and it's legs at about hip height or a tiny bit higher. That's it. We're going to do 5 more here. Let's do 5, 4, squeeze your bottom, 2. On this last one, I want you to keep your leg extended, point your toe nice and long. We're going to sweep our foot forward, lift up, sweep back and lower. So we're going to make a rectangle with our leg, or with our toe rather. Imagine like there's a pencil on your big toe and you're drawing a rectangle with your toe. So the long part of the rectangle is the sweep forward. The short part is the lift and lower. So inhale, sweep, exhale, lift. So each time you sweep your leg back, I want you to sweep it back in line with your bottom. And I want you to sweep your leg along hip height. So we're not dropping that leg below hip height. Squeezing your glutes, still lifting up through the side of the waist. We're going to do 10 more here. Let's do 10. Should be feeling this. 9. So 8 more rectangles to go. 8. 7. Squeeze your bottom as you bring that leg back. 6. 5. 4. Should be feeling the burn. 3. Remember to breathe. 2 more to go. And 1 more. That's it. Bring your leg back together. Give your bottom a bit of a smack. And we're going to sweep our legs forward. So we're making a right angle with our legs. So stick your bottom back, still lifting up through the side of the waist. Our shoulders are stacked, our hips are stacked. So you can take your top hand again, press that hip away. If you're still feeling it in your bottom, feel free to pause the video, have a little bit of a break. But because this is advanced, try and just go the whole way through without stopping. Okay, so we're just going to start by opening and closing our clam. So exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Stick your bottom back. Squeeze your glutes to help you open that clam. That's it. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Good job. Let's keep going. Poking that bottom back. Make sure your tailbones are not tucked under. Make sure we're lifting up through the side of the waist. We're going to do 5 more here. Let's do 5. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, I want you to keep your clam open. We're going to draw circles with the knee. So imagine there's a pencil on the front of your knee, and we're drawing circles. We're going to do 10 in one direction and 10 in the other. So I'll count you down. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down to rest. Good job. Give your bottom a bit of a smack. You should be feeling that in your glutes. going to get you to come on up. We're going to keep with that same leg, so keep that ankle weight on. If you've got a band, you can do this with the band on, otherwise feel free to take the band off. So we're going to come, wrists are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips, and I want you to think about your head, neck and shoulders. So make sure we've got a nice long line at the back of our neck. We're not sinking through the shoulders, we're pressing up. Our abs are switched on, but we've got a neutral spine, so we're not arching our back or hunching, just a neutral spine, not letting our abs go though, still keeping our abs switched on. Now eyeliner's on the floor, we're not poking our neck forward. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start by extending that leg all the way back. So point your toe, extending your leg all the way back, glutes are squeezed, bringing it back to the center, knees just hovering off the mat. So extending, bringing back to the center. So use your glutes to help lift and lower that leg. So exhale, extend, inhale as you bring it back. So reaching out nice and long with that leg. Keeping your abs switched on so we're not arching our back as we extend that leg backwards. We're going to do 5 more here. Let's do 5. Remember to breathe. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, I want you to hold your leg out. You're going to flex your foot. So knees should be lifted at about hip height. Your foot is flexed. We're going to bend that knee all the way into our bottom and extend. So we're bending and extending. That's it. Exhale, come in. Inhale, release. Try and keep your knee lifted nice and high. We're not letting that leg drop. Bringing it in and out. So exhale, heel to the bottom. Inhale, release. Exhale, come in. Inhale, release. That's it. Good job. Still being nice and strong through our upper body, not letting our head flop forward or sink through the shoulders. We're going to do 5 more here, but we're not going to drop our knee after that. So I'll count you down. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, I want you to bend your knee, make a right angle with your leg, and we're going to pulse our foot up towards the ceiling. So imagine like you're trying to put a footprint on the ceiling. We're going to pulse it up now. Remember to breathe. Inhale for a few and exhale for a few. That's it, good job. Squeeze your bottom each time you're pulsing up. You should be feeling this in your glutes. That's it, we're going to pulse it up now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down. Good job. Coming back, reaching back into a shell stretch, taking a few deep breaths in there. Your glutes should be really burning. If you want, you can take a quick break if you want to stretch out that glute. Otherwise, we're going to go straight over onto the other leg. So let's pop that ankle weight around on the other leg now. And we're going to repeat all of that on the next side. So pop that ankle weight on nice and tight, coming over to the next side. Sorry, this cord sometimes does get in the way a little bit. Okay, so we're reaching out nice and long. We've got our feet, our feet stacked, our hips stacked, our shoulders are stacked. We're lifting up through the side of the waist. So lifting up, don't let that body sink down. Imagine there's like a piece of ice under the side of your waist and you don't want that ice to melt. Our feet are in line with our bottom and our knees are at about a 45-degree angle. You can take your top hand, press that hip away, just to remind you to really stay lifted through the side of the body. We're just going to start by opening and closing our clam. So heels squeeze together as we open. Our abs are switched on so we're not rocking back and forth through the hips, keeping our hips square. Squeezing the heel, that's it. Exhale as we open, inhale as we close. Squeeze the bottom each time, good job. Squeeze those heels together, keeping that little gap under the side of our waist and keeping our hips nice and square. We're going to do 5 more here, then you're going to leave your clam open on that 5th one. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's keep that clam open. Extend that leg. Leg goes out in line with your bottom. Leg is at a hip height or a little bit higher. Come back to the center and close. Exhale, extend. Inhale to the center, squeezing your bottom each time. That's it. Reaching out nice and long through the toes. Opening that clam. Make sure we don't have our tailbone tucked under, so really poke that bottom back. That's it. Good job. We're going to do 5 more here. Then we're going to keep that leg extended. So let's do 5. Remember to breathe. 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's keep that leg extended. We're going to draw out rectangles with our toe. So we're going to sweep our leg forward, lift up, sweep back, and lower. So inhale as you sweep, exhale as you lift and lower. That's it. Squeeze your bottom. As you sweep that leg back in line with your bottom. Try and keep the bottom line of your rectangle at about hip height. You're just lifting up slightly above. That's it. Good job. Let's keep going. Remember to keep our hips nice and still. I'm going to count you down. We're going to do 10 rectangles. Let's do 10. 9. Remember to breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and let's come down to rest. Good job. Give your bottom a big smack. If you need to pause the video to stretch out, you can. Otherwise, try and go straight into the next exercise. So we're bringing our legs up into a 90-degree angle. So we're making a right angle with our knees. Stick that bottom back, so we're not letting our tailbone tuck under. Poke that bottom back, almost like you're in a squat position, but on the floor, lifting up through the side of the waist. We've still got our shoulders stacked, our hips stacked, so we're not rocking back and forth. Think like your hips are building blocks and they're sitting one on top of each other. We're just going to start, so inhale, brace our abs. On the exhale, let's open our clam, and inhale, lower. So exhale, open, inhale, lower. That's it. Squeeze your bottom each time you open the clam. Stick that bottom back, lift up through the side of the waist. Exhale, open, inhale, close. Good job. We're going to do 10 more here, then we're going to keep our clam open. Let's do 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, I want you to keep your clam open. We're going to do circles with our knees. 10 in one direction, 10 in the other. I'll count you down. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down to rest. Good job. Give your bottom a big smack. If you want, again, feel free to pause the video, stretch out. Otherwise, we're going to come straight up into our 4-point kneeling position. Sorry, I will move this around so I don't have cords in the way. So we're coming into our 4-point kneeling position. So wrists are directly under our shoulders, knees are under our hips. Remembering about our head, neck, and shoulders, so we're not letting our head flop forward or poke up. We're lifting up through the belly, so scoop belly button towards abs, keep those abs switched on. We're just going to start, so make sure we don't arch our back or hunch. Just a nice neutral spine. We're going to start by extending and bending that knee. So exhale, extend. Inhale, come back to the center. So reaching through that leg, use your glutes to lift and lower. Exhale, extend. Inhale to the center. That's it. Good job. Squeezing your bottom. Trying to keep your hips nice and square so we're not lifting up through one hip as we extend that leg. Keeping a nice neutral spine. Keep that eye line on the floor so we're not poking our neck out. That's it. Exhale, extend. Inhale to the center. We're going to do 5 more here, then we're going to keep that leg extended. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Let's extend that leg. I want you to flex your foot. You're going to bring your ankle towards your bottom and then straightening back out. So exhale, bring to your bottom. Inhale, extend. That's it. Squeeze your glutes. Keep your knee lifted nice and high. Good job. Let's keep going. Squeeze your bottom. That's it. Exhale as you bring it in. Inhale, extend. We're going to do 10 here. Let's do 10. 9. Keep your knee lifted nice and high. Squeeze your bottom. 8. 7. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, extending nice and long, we're going to bend our knee again, have our foot, so a right angle almost with our leg. Our foot is facing towards the ceiling, and we're going to pulse that leg up. So imagine you're trying to put imprints of your foot on this ceiling. We're going to pulse it up. So inhale for a few and exhale for a few. That's it. Squeeze your bottom. Good job. Remember to breathe. We're going to pulse it up now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming down to rest. Good job. Reach back nice and long. Coming into a shell stretch. Just taking a few deep breaths in there. Good job. All right, we're going to take that ankle weight off and we're going to stretch out those glutes. So if you want to do a longer stretch, by all means feel free to continue stretching after the video. You may even want to stretch the day after. Your glutes will probably be very quite sore. You might feel them a day or two after. So feel free just to stretch whenever you need. You can come back to any of our stretch videos or even come back to this video and just do the stretching section. All right, so we'll start. Let's pop our left leg over our right knee, grabbing onto our thigh or onto our shin and just pulling that leg in towards us. If you want to press your knee away slightly, you can. Just be really gentle, press that knee away and pull that leg in towards you. That's it, good job. Taking a few deep breaths in there. And my glutes are definitely on fire. It's quite stingy sometimes after you've worked out your glutes and then you go to stretch. It's almost like a stinging feeling, which isn't very nice. Another great thing is to stretch after a hot shower when your muscles are nice and warm. Okay, let's swap over to the other side. Let's pop our right leg on our knee, either grabbing onto our thigh or shin, pulling that leg in towards you. If you want to press that knee away, you can. And just taking a few deep breaths in there. So it's good to take one big deep breath in, and as you exhale, try and bring that leg a little bit closer towards you, stretching out your glutes. You can take another big deep breath in, and exhale, bring that leg a little bit closer again. That's it, good job. Let's come on up. We'll roll on over. We'll come down into our pigeon stretch. So let's start with our left leg forward. We're going to bend our knee down onto the floor, straighten out our back leg, and you can come down onto your elbows and just stretch out that glute. So if you want, feel free to rock back and forth. Just be careful of your knees. If you do have any knee issues, this might put pressure on it. So if this stretch doesn't work for you, that's fine. You can stay with the other stretch. And coming on up, just nice and slowly, being careful of your knees. Let's go over to our right leg now, coming down, stretching out our glutes. If you want to just rock back and forth, you can. And just sinking into that stretch. That's it, good job. Okay, let's step those knees backwards. We're going to finish off just with a downward dog stretch. So pressing back through our heels, so heels down towards the mat, opening up through our chest, pressing those shoulders away from our ears. If you want, walk those heels down and up. We're going to walk our hands in towards our feet, just letting our head, neck and shoulders sink forward. Try to stretch out your hamstrings if you can, so straighten those knees. Otherwise, a little bend in the knee is fine. If you want, cradle your elbows, rocking back and forth, and just sinking forward into that stretch. And to finish, let's roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. The last thing to come up is your head, and let's roll those shoulders down and back. Good job, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.